Melinoe was a chthonic nymph or goddess, known for her mysterious and dark powers. She was often invoked in the Orphic hymns, and her name was mentioned on a metal tablet in association with Persephone, indicating her connection to the underworld. Her powers were portrayed in the hymn, where she was seen as a bringer of nightmares and madness, similar to the Erinyes. Her name was sometimes associated with Hecate, the goddess of light and darkness. Melinoe possessed the typical characteristics of a moon goddess in Greek poetry. Her name was derived from the Greek words for black and green, symbolizing the duality of her nature. She was associated with the afterlife, and rituals performed in her honor involved offerings to the dead, cementing her connection to the underworld. Despite her fearful reputation, Melinoe was revered by many as a powerful figure in Greek mythology. Some feared her dark powers, while others respected her connection to the afterlife. Her story continues to intrigue and inspire people today, with her interesting and sometimes contradictory characteristics capturing the imagination of many. Melinoe was known to be the daughter of Persephone and Zeus, but her birth was not a conventional one. Zeus had disguised himself as Hades and had tricked Persephone into mating with him. This resulted in the conception of Melinoe's brother, Zagreus, who was similarly conceived when Zeus had taken the form of a serpent. Hades and Zeus were sometimes seen as the same god, which is why both of them were considered to be the father of Melinoe. Her mother, Persephone, had been impregnated upon the bed of Zeus Cronion in the underworld by the river Cocytus. Melinoe was born at the mouth of the Cocytus, one of the 4 underworld rivers, where Hermes in his underworld aspect was stationed. She was not just any ordinary goddess, but a young woman of marriageable age, making her a queen of the underworld, and she is partially syncretized with Persephone herself. In Orphic genealogies, the lines of kinship express theological and cosmological concepts rather than the realities of human family relations. Similarly, the word nymphi used in describing Melinoe could mean nymph, bride, or young woman. With these details and intricacies of mythology, Melinoe's story proves to be one of the most fascinating legends of ancient Greece, where gods and goddesses were both powerful and complicated beings. Melinoe, the Greek moon goddess, was renowned for her stunning appearance that was mentioned in ancient Greek poetry. The goddess was often described as clad in saffron, a feature that she shared with Artemis and Hecate, 2 other goddesses. Melinoe was a significant entity in the domain of the soul's transition and was linked to Hermes and Hecate. In the mysteries, she was frequently equated with Eubuleus, the torchbearer. Melinoe was feared by mortals for her ability to give them nightmares. She could show up in peculiar shapes, sometimes visible, sometimes shadowy, sometimes sparkling in the darkness, and had the power to drive mortals insane. The Orphic hymn was composed to pacify and show appreciation for Melinoe's character, which could avert any damage she might cause. Thomas Taylor's translation of Melinoe's hymn has caused confusion by implying that the goddess was half black and half white, representing the duality of Zeus and Hades. This interpretation was first proposed by Gottfried Hermann in his annotations to the hymns. However, the Orphic text presents a challenge to translators when it comes to this passage. In the ancient world, people believed in many different gods and goddesses. Melinoe was one such deity. She was known as a goddess of magic and divination in Greek mythology. One day, a bronze tablet was discovered that depicted Melinoe alongside 3 other crowned goddesses named Dione, Phoebe, and Nymph. The tablet was triangular in shape, and each of the goddesses was positioned with their head at an angle and their feet pointing towards the center, representing triplicity. Above the heads of Dione and Nymph were some strange inscriptions that were mostly untranslatable. However, the word Amebusa, describing the phases of the moon, was clearly written under their feet. Melinoe's triple invocation was included in the inscription around Phoebe, along with O Persephone and O Leucophryne. The edges of the triangle were adorned with mysterious symbols that were believed to be of a highly esoteric nature. Both Leucophryne and Phoebe were also known as Artemis epithets, which made them goddesses who were associated with the moon and Hecate. It was believed that Melinoë and the other deities depicted on the tablet could drive away malevolent spirits and protect the practitioner. This triangular tablet, which was made of bronze and discovered in Pergamon, is believed to have been used for divination during private rituals in the first half of the 3rd century AD. As a fascinating relic from the distant past, it serves as an intriguing testament to the beliefs and practices of the ancient world.
Do you want to explore more Greek mythology stories? Who do you want to see featured next? Subscribe and leave a comment below to let me know. I'll see you in the next video.